understand the need for what you're going to see here tonight. And here's the thing. 66% of people have experienced some type of job burnout. Anybody have a job you don't like? Okay, your boss ain't here. We want to snitch on you tonight. Good. Okay, I'll take your name down. Tell all your employers. No, but most people don't like their job. The actual number of people that don't like your job is over 80% right now. So think about that, man. You spend a lot of your life going to a place you don't like, around people you don't like, for a company you most likely don't like, for a life you don't like. How long do you want to play that game? And watch this. So because of that, 83% of Americans view business ownership as a viable alternative. 17 years ago, I didn't come here for business ownership because I didn't know what that looked like. I came here because I was broke. Anybody been broke before?
100%. Yeah.
Some of you guys are like, I'm broke as hell now. Right? And so I was broke. And they said, you want to make some extra income? I said, absolutely. And they showed us how to go do that. The business ownership came with it. So let's talk about it. Part-time, keep your full-time job, 6 to 8 hours a week. Schedule's going to be flexible. It's going to be around your schedule. We are the only place where you can come in and learn financial services on a part-time basis. That's why we hire great people. We have doctors and lawyers, people that love their careers, but they want to take on some extra stuff. They can do that here. I just hit puberty. They can do that here, right? We do no cold calling, no door-to-door, none of that stuff. By the way, I wouldn't have done any of that, door-to-door, or any of that stuff. That just wasn't for me. You're going to learn we have a system that is so phenomenal with that. Unlimited daily pay potential. Yes, we get paid every day but Sunday, okay? Paid bonuses within your first 14 days. We just had a young lady 2 nights ago get a $2,200 bonus. Only been here less than 30 days, and right now is kicking butt, doing a lot of great stuff, so the company's great with that. But you must pass a federal background check. That's just a requirement, so if you have something in your background, don't get up and run. First of all, you're telling on yourself. And second of all, not every background is disqualified, so it's a conversation we'll absolutely have. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to our first, or next speaker, I should say. The next speaker and I went to high school together, so we were best friends in high school, and then he was creeping on my sister and then married her, okay? That's my brother-in-law. But when I joined the business, he worked as a chef, 60 hours a week, has kids. He'll tell a story. But he saw us winning here and doing great things, and he said, if that slow-ass friend of mine can do it, I can do it too. I said, first of all, it's Mr. Slow-ass. And he came on board, and now him and his family make well close to $200,000 a year. And I don't say that to brag. I say that that's how great our system is. And he's going to show you the things we teach our clients every single day. Give a big hand to the incredible Ross.
Y'all give another round of applause for Ashley. He did a and that's funny. He says that, after me and his sister started dating, the family functions was kind of weird for a little bit. Right? And so, like he said, prior to me getting introduced to this amazing company, I had zero experience at it. And for my guest out here, I don't know about you, I was a restaurant manager and a college dropout. So when they start talking about financial services, raise your hand if that kind of was a little intimidating on the surface level, right? I was like, I don't got no college degree, right? I kind of had, kind of a stereotype in my head what somebody in financial services looked like, and it didn't look like me at that time, right? But my desire to do more for myself and my family, and then, working in corporate America and kind of going through that grind for a little bit, I started to realize that the amount of work that I was doing wasn't adding up to the paycheck. Can y'all relate getting paid on a Friday and broke Saturday? Yeah. Right? And so this great company first sat down with me and educated me on my finances and helped me and my family get in a better financial situation. And then a few years later, me being a knucklehead, I didn't jump on it right away. But a few years later, I was like, hey, I got to do something. And so I gave this a shot, because like you said, extra emphasis on the slow ass. I was like, let me give it a shot at least. And so we've been rocking and rolling ever since. And what I have the pleasure of sharing with you is exactly what we sit down and we show our clients to kind of simplify how finances should work, right? And so what is it ultimately that we do for people? We get their finances in order with the proper wealth plan, and we teach them exactly how to set themselves up for a great financial future, right? And the question we always like to ask people, have you ever sat down with a financial advisor and put together a wealth plan, right? So ask yourself that. And 99% of the time, the answer is no. Well, why is that? Well, most financial advisors are gonna charge you anywhere from $500 to $1,000 an hour just to tell you that you broke. I didn't need to pay the $500 to know that, right? I already knew that before that, right? And so what's great about what we do is we do that for free, right? And so teaching someone how to put together a great financial wealth plan is similar to building a house. Now help me out. What's always the first thing that goes down first before you build up? Foundation, right? So the foundation to any financial gain plan is life insurance. Because if a hurricane blows down a house, right? But there's a foundation there, at least there's something to pick up the pieces with and rebuild off of. Can we agree? Right? So same thing with life insurance, if we lose a breadwinner, we can't bring the person back, but we need at least that income to rebuild off of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then moving on from there is debt. We all got money coming in the house, but if it's all going right back out the door to bills and responsibilities, right, then it really makes it hard for us to do anything else. So our favorite way to help people out with that is show them how to make extra money. You're making an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month on top of what you already make. Won't you have a little extra money at the end of the month?
Yeah.
And if you got extra money, then that frees you up to pay off debt, right? To save, to travel, and also put more money into the roof, which is retirement, right? And so we showed you exactly how to build a happy financial house, so to speak, from the ground up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so on the root side of things, we teach people the money and banking rule, and you guys are in for a treat tonight because you ever seen like where somebody comes in and does like a celebrity shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have a celebrity in our business that's going to fill in for me and show you guys exactly how the money and banking rule, and he'll tell you a little bit more about himself when he gets it up. But please show some love for our Senior National Sales Director, Jim Meyer.
I'll be bringing the rest of you right back up. I don't know about a celebrity, but I have been doing this long, and all these guys have been alive, and it's fun being here and seeing what's going on here in Jacksonville. We have a saying, Jacks to the max. I'm fortunate, I have over 300 offices around the country, and I live here in Jacksonville. I also live in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I just love the potential of what we can go do by teaching people how money works. How many of you agree most people work hard for their money?
Yeah.
Okay, a couple rules tonight. This means yes. What do you think this means?
No.
What does this mean? All right, so let's try it again. How many agree most people work hard for their money?
Yeah.
Right.
No doubt about it. Okay? If we work hard for our money, shouldn't our money work hard for us?
Yes.
See, unfortunately today, most people work hard for their money. They give it to the bank, the insurance company, the credit union, the mortgage company, and the money works for them. This rule of 72 is called the money and banking principle. In a course called money and banking. Shouldn't we learn the money and banking principle?
Yes.
I was a business economics major in college. Y'all heard of Harvard?
Yeah.
I didn't go there. I just want to make sure you heard of Harvard. I went to Oneida State, upstate New York. It's not the end of New York, but it's pretty damn close to the end of New York. I went to play basketball, small-time basketball. I loved it. I took a course called Money and Banking. I come to one of these presentations, and they start talking about the money and banking rule. I'm like, I should probably learn this in college. But maybe it was too complicated or something. They didn't explain it to me. And they tell me that any interest you get on your money, this is pretty fancy.
The big white one.
The big white one, that makes it easy. Any interest you get on your money, if you get 3% of your money, you divide that into 72. So 3 into 72, 3 into 7 is 2, carry the 1, 3 into 12 is 4. That means it will take 24 years for your money to double when you're getting 3% of your money. Now, we had no PowerPoints back in 1984 when I got started. They were doing it on a whiteboard. And the guy does this on the board, and he writes, okay, so the 10,000 in 24 years is going to double to what? 20,000. 20,000. In 24 more years, the 20,000 is double to what? 40,000. So he's writing this out. And I'm the guy in the front. Your name's Tyler, my name's Jim. So what do you think was on my name? Jim, not Tyler, it was Jim. And the guy said to me, he goes, Jim, what do you think is going to happen when we double the interest rate, Jim? Well, I'll ask you, Tyler, what do you think is going to happen? Double. Same thing I said. Not what your buddy said, okay? Your buddy knows all these rules, okay? At least I'm pretty amazing when I met you a couple weeks ago. But I said double, so me and you, right? Yeah. Right? Well, let's see what happens. that 6 goes into 72, 6 goes into 7-1, carried at 1, 12, 6 goes into 12, 2. That means every 12 years, your money will double. 10,000 in 12 years, it goes to what? 20, 12 more years it goes to what? 40. It goes to what? 80. It goes to 160. So it didn't just double, it fourpled. Quadrupled, whatever you want to call it, 4 times. Now think about this. If it was your $10,000 and you worked for it, and you give it to the bank, by the way, the bank's giving people 3% right now? No. What can you get in the bank right now? 0.5, 1, if you got 1, right? I know a lot of you went to school in Florida, so I'll explain this to you. If 1 goes into 72, 72 times. That means it would take 72 years for your money to double. Most of us don't have enough money to wait 70 years, or we don't have enough time to wait 70 years. So you better understand how important the rate of return is on your money. But in America, I've done this 42 years. I know the problem. People say, what difference does I make? I don't have enough money. And the banks, the insurance companies, the mortgage companies, the financial companies want you to believe that, so you keep giving it to them. Watch. They give you back 40. They made $120,000. From whose money? Your money. How's that make you feel, Tyler? Good. Makes you feel good. They made 120 grand off your money? Amazing. Hold on a second. Oh, don't laugh. Don't laugh. I talk so damn fast he doesn't understand the question. So be kind here. Tyler, think about it. I'll say it slower. It's your $10,000. It turned into 160. They kept 120,000 of it and gave you back 40. Shouldn't you get the 120 and give them the 40? Yeah. So how are you going to feel when you find out they made 3 times what you made?
Oh, really mad.
Really mad? You're from Florida, okay? Me, I said, pissed off, don't son of a bitch. Okay? That's how we talk in Jersey, okay? That's not a good way to talk. But look, I'm sitting there, I'm you. I was like, well, how could this be? We're going to double your trade again. You're going to come to this side. You guys are going to go over here. Right? What do you think's going to happen now? Your name is Angelica. Beautiful. Also, we're going to double your trade. What do you think is going to happen now when we double this 160? What do you think is going to happen there? Double again. Right? All of a sudden, let's see. Double would be 320. It got to 320 here. But then in the same, because it's doubling out every 6 years. 12 and 72 is 6. Now every 6 years it doubles. Watch. $2,560,000. I know what people think, but Jim, you can't get 12% of your money. Maybe you can't get 12% of your money. Since I've been in this business, I've averaged 12% or more on my money. But I think you'll agree with this. How many agree that banks get 12% of the money? And I'll tell you how. Anybody have a credit card? Yes. What is a credit card? What do you charge on a credit card? Not 30%, but 25, right? There's limitation on what they can charge, but they even break those rules. The way they break those rules is they let you spend more than the credit they give you. Then they charge you $50 on an over credit fee or something. I go speak at college, I get so angry about this, because when I was in college, I couldn't get a credit card. Unless my mother and father co-signed for me. The reason I know that is, my roommate got one, I tried to get one, they turned me down. So I went to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I've been thinking, I think I need a credit card. And my mom and dad unfortunately passed away. She goes, really, honey, you've been thinking, huh? Do you remember when your dad and I dropped you off at college? We went to that local bank down there on Main Street, and opened you up that bank account, and actually put $500 in there in case of an emergency. Honey, if you spent that money, it sounds like you might have yourself an emergency. But I'm not signing off on a credit card for it. And you know how you are when you're 18, I don't know how you when I wish Bob's parents were my parents, and I was being a baby. Thank God. My mother did not let me get that credit card. Because when I finally did get a credit card, I knew this principle. And I'm proud to stand in front of you today to tell you I've never paid interest on a credit card. Never. Now, I have had interest show up on the things sometimes I was traveling, I missed the payment, but I'd call them up and act like I'm tough. And say, I've never missed a payment up. Okay, we'll waive it this time. Stop backing down to those companies.
Right.
But pay your bills. Credit cards are not a bad thing. What's a bad thing is using them to buy things you can't afford. But that's the American way. Think about this. 2,560,000. If you were getting 6% of your money, which most aren't, they'd give you back the 160. They'd end up with $2,400,000 from your money. How's that make you feel? What about the people in the back? How's that make you feel? Now think about this. Every time we show somebody how to go from here to here, they need a license. There's federal license, there's state license, which my teammates and my partners will talk to you about. But when you have those licenses, you do this to people, you'll make anywhere from $100 to $500, depending on what level of leadership you are with us. Our goal is to get you to make $500 every time you do it. Because the better you do, the better we do. We have a financial interest in people's success. If you're only getting the 40,000, they made $2,520,000 for your money. We give this booklet to people. First principle, take control.
Right.
42 years of doing this, the biggest challenge in America is we give our control to the banks, the insurance companies, the crazy mortgage companies. This is not that complicated. They want you to think it's complicated, so then you become sheep. And you just, okay, what should I do? What should I do? No, learn something. Second principle, pay yourself first. As I bring Rossi back up, you know how most houses work in America? We get our bills. We break them into piles. Pay now, pay later. Some people have 3 piles. Don't pay.
Oh, that's tragic.
The pay later pile becomes the pay now pile, and we circulate these things. One of the things we teach people, if you believe in the same Lord that I believe, 10% is not mine, okay, that goes somewhere else. But then after that, you pay yourself first. Whether it's $50 a month, $25 a month. The biggest mistake people make is they say, when I make more money is when I'll start saving. I've done this 42 years. I know you know that. I've told you that 3 times now. But I tell you that because I've seen so many people have that belief. And if you can't save a little money when you make a little money, you will not save big money when you make big money. I know. A lot of winners end up broke. Right. Professional athletes end up broke. How does it happen? Because they don't learn simple, basic principles. So this is our foundation, getting people to learn how money works. Who would benefit from learning this rule?
Everyone.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
I did when I saw it. I was like, everyone's got to know this. Second question, shouldn't we have learned this rule in school?
Yeah.
But you know what the problem is? Most business teachers don't know a damn thing about business. If they did, guess what they would be doing? Teaching business. They'd be in business. They'd be in business. They wouldn't be teaching money and banking only out the state. And last but not least, if you could go from the gray to the green, how fast would you do it?
Right away.
Right away.
Yes, sir.
But it's about taking your time, building a relationship. We're so excited. This office is open. We have another office on the 2nd floor. We're so excited about the gentleman you're meeting here tonight. They're doing such a tremendous job. And like I said, I got a bunch of offices around the country. A lot of them don't want to go live. They want to keep doing the virtual. I tell them they're crazy. People want to get out. People want to meet people. And I believe we're going to be a force to show people that relationships happen when you're live. What I love about this business, we teach people God first, family second, business third. Look around this room, all different walks of life. But guess what? We have one thing. We all have red blood. We're here to go maybe do something great in our life. So if you're a person like Rossi was, who was sick and tired, he was a successful chef. He's humble. He was great at what he did. Worked at One Ocean when it was One Ocean. Now it's a Doing He had a good job there. But then you realize, is a good job working 9 to 5?
No.
Or is it a good job me having the freedom to work when I want to work and do what I want to go do? So please, give them a big hand.
Hey, you give it up for our head coach? He did an amazing job of explaining that. And this never sat down with me and it really opened my eyes for one, and then it really pissed me off for two, right? So I'm like, how in the world did they not teach us this in school? Because in school they taught us a bunch of mathematical equations that we don't use as an adult, right, Gar? When the last time you used pi?
No.
Never since high school, right? When the last time you used cosine? And I'm not talking about when your credit bad and somebody needs a cosine on your car, right? But when the last time you used money? Every day, right? And so this blew me away when I first saw it, right? Now taking this a step further, right? We got John and Mary, a beautiful couple. Both are working, making $3,500 a month. They got a beautiful daughter, and they got bills and responsibilities like we all do, right? But every single day in every single city in America, a mom or a dad doesn't come home. And I don't know if you noticed what vanished with John. Did any of the bills vanish though?
No.
Right? It isn't like you can go to the landlord and say, hey, my spouse died, that's half the income, can you cut my rent in half? That ain't happening, is it?
Nope.
Right? And what did the family lose? Not only the income, more importantly, they lost him, right? So imagine, if you lost anyone, which I imagine all of in this room have, you know the feeling, right? You're emotionally grieving, sad, and all of that. So imagine simultaneously, that adds up. $3,500 ain't a lot of money, but over 10 years, that's $420,000 no longer coming into that household. So mom not only is emotionally devastated, she's financially devastated, trying to figure out how in the heck am I going to keep running a $7,000 a month household off half the income, which is impossible. Can we agree on that? Yes or yes? And that's why over 60% of widows lose their home within the first year of losing their spouse because of this. And what do? We want to sit down with that family, rewind time, and use life insurance as an income protection tool. Because honestly, I think life insurance is a dumb name, right? Because car insurance can buy me a new car, right? Homeowner's insurance can buy me a new home. Apple Care can give me a new phone, right? But does life insurance give a widow a new spouse and the income that they were bringing home, right? And so I tell clients all the time, the most important, because people think it's a bill, the most important investment that you can make is in yourself, because your most valuable asset that you have is your ability to go out there and provide for your family. Can we agree?
Yes.
And we insure all these materialistic things that can be replaced, but we don't insure the most valuable thing, which is ourselves and our ability to bring home a paycheck to our family. Does that make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Right? And so with that, like Coach Jimmy showed you, with that, we can properly protect them, right, with the insurance, and then using that rule of 72, helping them move over to the green side of that, right? And what makes us unique is we're able to start at any budget level. Most financial firms, you got to have $250,000 or better to get a personalized representative, right? Access to the best investment opportunities that they offer, right? But we're able to give people that at any budget level. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So by the time that we're done with the proper protection and the proper retirement game plan, you are what I like to call financially bulletproof. I die too soon, at least I can go to the next life with peace of mind knowing that my family's okay. And if I live, I'm okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And the person that I have the pleasure of bringing up is going to take all of what we showed you guys and bring it full circle and show you guys what the opportunity looks like for you. Now, we are rapidly expanding, and we do this because we're looking for the right types of people, but we don't want everybody. So he's going to bring it all together and show you what the opportunity looks like. So please show some love for our Senior Vice President, Jason Quayle.
Give a big hand to Rossi and all of our hope you guys have learned some important stuff so far, right?
Yes,
Some
sir.
life-changing things, right? Thank the person who invited you down because they wanted you to learn that stuff, but also because they may have seen something in you that maybe you didn't quite see in yourself. And Austin, that's the theme as I close tonight for the next hour and a half. Exactly how, no, I'm just kidding, we're wrapping up in 10 minutes here, okay? But to help you understand why we're here, and I'm gonna start off with a fun story, okay? So there's this guy who ran a barber shop, and this Russian guy comes in, and he's getting a haircut. He's about to finish his haircut, and he starts going like this. He goes, oh my God, I forgot my wallet, right? So the barber goes like this, hey man, I've seen you before, don't worry about it. Come back in, and you can just take care of me next time. He says, oh man, thank you so much, right? So the next morning, the barber opens up the barber shop, and there's a dozen bottles of vodka, right? He's like, man, this is awesome. The guy was so thankful, right? So next week, weirdly enough, Mexican guy's getting a haircut, right? And he's getting his haircut, and all of a sudden he goes, oh my God, you're not gonna believe this, I forgot my wallet. He goes, what the heck is going on here? He goes, listen, I've seen you before, don't worry about it, next time you come in, I'll take care of you, I'll pay you, you can pay me back. So the next day at the barbershop, he opens up the barbershop, and sitting in front of the barbershop, there was a dozen bottles of tequila.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So the barber's like, oh my gosh, what goes around? That's what Primerica's all about, right? So another week, a couple weeks goes by, there's a Filipino guy, right? He's getting his hair cut. Y'all know the story. Filipino guy starts going, oh my God, I forgot my wallet. And the barber, Tyler, goes like this, what is going on here? He goes, listen, I know what goes around comes around, so don't worry about it. I've seen you before. Come back in next week and you can take care of me then, right? The next morning, in front of the barbershop, there was a dozen Filipinos. I'm trying to help y'all understand. This is an opportunity for telling other people about. Does that make sense? So what did y'all think? Did you? Some of y'all were thinking that's it. Anyways, so this is an amazing opportunity where 24 years ago, that man that y'all heard from, the tall white guy, Jim Meyer, saved our life, okay? You see, there's a difference between changing people's lives. You see, I can sell you a car, paint your house, that changes your life. But saving your life is very, very different, okay? The median income in Jacksonville, Florida today, take a guess. That means, what do most people make in Jacksonville? Right there, 38,000. I asked ChatGPT, me and my wife call her Kathy, right? So I asked Kathy, she said 38,000 and some change, right? See, the biggest lie that people are told is that you can't buy more time. That's a huge lie, okay? Since that man, Jim Meyer, tutored us and took us under his wing, this company has paid us $2.6 million in 24 years.
Let's go.
That would take us 68 years, okay? 68 years to earn. We did that in 24 years. I'd be 89 years old if I made the median income in Jackson, which is the majority of people, okay? And today, I'm only 35. I'm just kidding, 45, okay? You look good, right? So 45, it's all right. So my point is that how many guys would love to buy back some time, right? And how many guys would love to not worry about money, make decisions based off of what's the best thing for your family instead of what you can afford, right? And that's what we're talking about. It's okay to have personal goals. It's also important to have goals that help other people. So let's get into that. Now, before I go too far, this is how our business works. If you're anything like me, I was a little concerned, maybe worried, like, am I going to be able to teach these principles? I'm going to show you how we do what we do. You ready? So how do you say your name? Kahari? Kahari, help me out here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to show a family. I'm going to run through a fine example. We're going to show you how we help a family build a strong foundation. Now the foundation, Rossi covered very well, is life insurance, right? Life insurance for $40 to $50 a month, roughly, per person, okay? You can get $500,000 of coverage, which means if you die, your family gets a check for $400,000 to $500,000. How many agree that's worth $50 a month? $500,000, you pay $50 a month, right? To make sure your family is safe. Now watch this. Here's how we determine how much life insurance you need, right? So Kahari, okay, I want you to just read the words in black here. Establishing
how to properly set the foundation for family growth. Take your income for the year and multiply it by 10, basically annually.
Okay, so if you know what you make for the year, let's use the median income in Jacksonville. You make $38,000 a year. Just add a zero. How much does the average person in Jacksonville need? $380,000. Now, at first, that sounds like a lot of money to most of us, okay? But really, that's all you bring to the family cash-wise over the next 10 years, right? So you just add a zero. Kahari did a good job, didn't he? Give him a hand, okay? Thank you. Antonio, you're going to help me out this time, okay? Antonio, ready? Read this part.
$45,000 a year, 45,000.
42,000, right?
42,000
Yeah.
a year, 42,000 multiplied by 10.
Simple as that, right? Now keep going with me.
That's the minimum amount in the life insurance needed to properly cover him.
Perfect. Give him a hand. Great job.
There we go.
You just read. Jim Meyer, the guy who said, he said, Jason, we're going to give you a sheet. You're just going to read. And I says, I can do that. Okay. I actually, so I was studying computer science when I came here, right? Like every good little Filipino boy is supposed to do. Everybody ever heard of the Florida Bright Future Scholarship? I had the Florida Dark Future Scholarship. Right? Nobody believed in us, but Jim Meyer did. Okay. So watch this. McDonald's made billions and billions of dollars asking people if they want small, medium, or large. So guess what we do? Small, medium, or large. Ready? How do you say your name, sir? Fidencio, okay, very cool name. That's a really cool name. That's a winner right here. So watch this. You say, Mr. and Mrs. Klein, our basic plan would give you $150,000 each, $25,000 on your kids for $63 a month. That's just $2 a day. Perfect. Break the system, okay? Easy, right? Now watch this. Wait till you see what you get paid here, okay? Second one, I'll just go through this so we can speed up. 420. You guys are doing a great job, by the way. 420,000 is what you need times 2, right? Plus your kids 25,000. That's $128 a month. That's $4 roughly a day. How many of you guys spent more than $4 a day on food?
Yeah.
Right, a snack was $4, okay? And then you want to make sure that your family is on track to be wealthy. God forbid if you pass away, or if you live, you can follow the rest of the plan. $1 million of coverage each, plus $25,000 on your kids. That's $232. I don't know what the daily is on that, okay? I know it's roughly $70 a week, right? Something like that. $78 a week. Is that what it is? Perfect. Whatever that is, it's cheaper than some of y'all spend on filling up your car, okay? Unless y'all have a Tesla. Right? So watch, ready? Fidencio. Mr. and Mrs. Client, which one of these best fits your family's needs and budget? Family's needs and budget. Give them a hand. Great job. Once you ask that question, Mr. and Mrs. Client, which one of these best fits your family's needs and budget? Just shut up and let them pick. Does that make sense? Now here's why you're here. If you did that, we're looking to build part-timers, we're also looking to build full-timers. As a full-timer, if they took advantage of the average plan, which what do most people buy, right? The average plan, right? Everybody think of a color right now, okay? Everybody think of a flower. Raise your hand if you thought of a red rose. Okay, a few guys. The rest of you guys are thinking of weird stuff. Okay? Watch this. You would have made how much if they picked the middle one? In an hour. How many hours does it take you to make $1,800? For most people, 2 weeks, right? Of your life you're giving to somebody. But here you can protect the family, and a full-timer makes $1,800. Now that is a full-timer. It's called a broker, a regional vice president, but our company has over 6,000 regional vice presidents that get paid at that rate. Right? Now some of you guys are like, there's no way. Here's my challenge. Go prove it wrong. 24 years ago, I said 2 things. I said, there's no way this could be real. It sounds too good to be true. Anybody else thinking that way? But also I said, all right, it's too good for me not to at least try. So for 24, almost 25 years, we've been trying to prove this thing wrong. Everywhere we go, nobody understands Rule 72. You would think, as good as that concept is, Coach Jimmy taught it to you, everybody would know it by now, right? But most people still don't know it. Right? You would think by now everybody would take $4 a freaking day and make sure that their family is properly protected, but most people don't. 1 out of 3 people has life insurance, which means 2 out of 3 does not have life insurance protecting loved ones. They insure their phones, they insure their cars, they insure their homes, right? They insure their boats, all these things, but they don't insure the most valuable thing to that family, their income, for $4 a day? You kidding me? Right? People just need to be aware, they need to be educated. And you get paid royally when you become a full-timer here, a regional vice president. We're looking to promote tons of those people. Now watch this. Our goal, though, as a broker or as a full-timer is for you to not have to go what we call hand-to-mouth. What that means is, how many guys would be a little concerned if the only thing you got paid was what you did by yourself? Right? You'd be a little concerned like, oh my gosh, if I don't sell, then I don't eat, right? Well, watch this. Our company designed it so well, they said instead of us wasting money on skyscrapers, professional athletes, there's no discount double check Primerica, there's no Primerica Stadium, okay? Do you know how much that stuff costs? Billions and trillions of dollars. Instead, what they did, what's your name is? Jonette. What they said was, we're going to take our money, we're going to pay it, we're going to find good quality people, we're going to give them an opportunity to really get paid themselves, right? So watch this. Build a brokerage. When that part-timer who makes $500, right? First of all, do they like you or love you if they did make
love you?
Love you.
They love you. We covered this earlier. Make $500, right? You, as the full-timer, now they're making good money. Okay, they help 3 families a week. They're making double what the average person in Jacksonville makes. You're an RVP. Just all that means is a full-timer, okay? So don't be scared of that terminology. You make $1,300, Tyler. Let's say you train me, and you're an RVP. Every time I make $500. So how good are you going to train me? You're going to give me everything you got. right? At your job right now, is your boss asking you, hey, how can we help you make more money?
No.
No. Matter of fact, anybody ever been sent home because you're getting too many hours? How does that make you feel? Right? Oh, you're about to hit full time. Get off my clock. I was like, damn, I didn't know I was stepping on it. Right? $1,300. When Coach Jimmy said that to me, I says, bro, I'm gonna help you make a lot of 1300s. And you know what he said to me? He says, I want to help you do that. He also said, a lot of people told me that. Let's see what you got. But he gave us a chance. That's all I wanted. I wanted a chance. Is there a guarantee here? Yes. But guess what, TC? You're the guarantor. Are you willing to work hard? Right? Every business owner works the same way. When business gets done, you get paid. There's a lot of people that need what we do, as we've proven tonight. So, management compensation, $1,300. As you can imagine, you train a few part-timers, you're starting to do pretty good. Watch this, okay? Oh, let me go back, okay? You start, let's say you train 5 people, and all they do is help one family a month. 5 times $1,300 in compensation is a pretty good mortgage. Right? It's a pretty good paycheck coming in, which is why our company today has over 4,000 people in our book. Now, every company has a book, right? Oh, let me explain what the book is. The book is everybody in our company that makes over 100 grand a year. When you make 100 to 250, you get, does this look like a yearbook to you guys?
Yeah.
You're in the freshman section, you know that, right? You make $20,000 a month and they're like, hey, get your life together just to get a bigger picture, right? Now look at these people. Some of them are good looking, some of them are not so good looking, they're goofy, right? You see couples, you see singles, you see every skin color, you see every height, trust me, okay? Right, look at this. This person used to be a global account manager, a food service employee. McDonald's, there's a glorified McDonald's worker, but guess what? They get paid 10 to 20 grand a month here. When you make $20,000 to $30,000 a month, you get paid, you get a bigger picture, right? My wife and I made it to this section here recently anyways. My point is, it doesn't matter where you're from, it's about where you want to go, right? In most companies, they want to find less people and pay robots. Can we agree? Yeah. America's looking to double this. As a matter of fact, Coach Jimmy promised us this, and it happened. This book has more than tripled since I joined this business. It keeps getting. He says we're going to have a book like this. His vision's amazing, just for the state of Florida.
Absolutely.
Anybody interested in that?
Yeah.
Right? Is it going to be worth it? Is it hard? Yes, but it's going to be worth it because you're going to work hard for the next 10, 15 years anyways. What's it going to look like at your job? Right, are they going to be paying you multiple 6 figures, mostly passive? Right? So, let's wrap up. A lot of people go, well, I don't know if I like that system. It sounds like you're going to be taking advantage of me. Well, let's take a look at most businesses. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. Average Amazon employee makes $48,000. Jeff Bezos is worth $279 billion. What a concept, right? Employee at Walmart makes $40,000. The Walton family's worth $430 billion, right? McDonald's, average employee makes $35,000. Franchise owner makes $200,000 a year, right? This is business ownership 101. Hire and train people, and then that way you can leverage your time. See, a lot of us, I thought this was weird when I first heard this, but guess what? It was the first time that somebody ever gave me a chance. Because, is it Francisco, right? If your boss told you today, hey, if you help us hire 2 or 3 people, we're going to raise your income by $20,000 to $30,000 this year. How many people would you be inviting to your office? Exactly, right? You'd be like, hey, bro, they're hiring, come work with us, right? Because it's going to help them, it's going to help you. What a concept, right? So watch, what does it take to get started here? Well, it's going to take some hard work. It also takes some licensing. That licensing is really, really important because it turns you into a professional, right? How many guys are glad that we actually do a background check and we train and we make sure that before you manage somebody's life savings, you're licensed to do that? Yeah. Right? What's the point of a license? Is if you do the wrong thing, they take it away also. Right? Yeah, I was going to say, anybody get their driver's license taken away? Don't do that, okay? So watch this. To get our licenses, it's phenomenal. It's $1,900 to get the investment license and the life insurance license. That's awesome because you make it back pretty quickly. Can we agree? Right? $1,900. So go get your license and come back and work with us. Now that doesn't work, by the way. Right? What Primerica says, hey, we're going to simplify the process. We're going to bring all that in-house. We're going to help you get these state and federal licenses, but we're also going to take care of that fee. Watch this. We're going to cover all of that as Primerica, and you're going to pay $124 for your background check. Now, if you're anything like me, I was like, can you cover that too? Right? Why do you think they don't pay all of it? Why don't they just, if they can pay $1,900, they can pay another $124. Can we agree? Yeah. What do you think? Antonio, why don't they just pay for it all? What's that? They might get declined. That's right. If you know you got something in your background, you're probably not going to waste your time and your money. Why else would they not do that?
They don't want.
You gotta make sure you're serious.
Make sure you're serious. Thank you, Noel. Right? A little bit of skin in the game. Right? Because it's called pride of ownership. Anybody ever rent a car before? Right? When you spilled something, did you take it straight to car spa and get it the massage and all that stuff? Did you have Antonio take care of it? One of the best detailers in the city, by the way. You owe me now. I'm just kidding. Right? No, you didn't. What'd you do? You went like this. Can you get gas in that rental?
No.
Oh, what'd you put? The cheapest crap you could find. You gotta pay. It's more expensive to pay Enterprise, okay? It's called pride of ownership. It's yours this way, right? It's yours, right? So watch this. People go, does this thing really work? Well, take third party for a second. Time Magazine, we're pretty proud of that, as you can see, this year called us one of the best financial services companies in America. Anybody ever heard of Time Magazine before?
Yeah.
Some people are going to tell you, by the way, when you leave here, like just like they did me. They said, oh, I heard about Primerica. It's a scam. Right? Did they tell you you could make a lot of money? They absolutely did. Did they tell you you could make money by helping and recruiting other people? I said, yes, they did. He said, see, that's a scam. And I said, my job is a scam. The more money I make, the less profit my owner makes. So guess what? They want me to make less so they can make more profit. If I could be replaced, I was in a golf store. If I could be replaced by a robot, they would do it instantly. Right? But guess what? Primerica says we want to give people an opportunity to go out there and win for their family, your family, right? Some other companies, Fortune 1000 company, that means we're one of the 1,000 biggest companies in the country, right? All these, Newsweek calls us one of the best workplaces. The BBB, the Better Business Bureau, gave us an A+. Last time I got an A+ was 3rd grade. Anybody else can relate to that? Right? I was a see your way to the finish line type of student, okay? D's get degrees, by the way, right? So these are what other companies say. Right? But that's not enough. Watch this. We asked AI. We asked Kathy, right? ChatGPT. We said, ChatGPT, what are the most valuable licenses that build wealth in the United States? And she made this beautiful graphic for us. Well, check this out. At Primerica, we help you get all of the top 3. Right? We didn't even talk much about it, but we also help people get a mortgage license. Right? You can help people get out of debt. Right? Because we don't do mortgages just to refinance or refinance. We do mortgages to get you out of debt. Right? We call them good loans, get out of debt, right? What else? Life insurance license, securities licenses. All these licenses are provided at Primerica. Isn't that awesome? What an opportunity. One of those licenses, you'll make a 6-figure income. Get all 3 of them here. Crazy, right? So as I wrap up, like I mentioned, I opened up with this. Thank the person who invited you down. They may have seen something in you that